how can I bring in any kind of negativity, much less acknowledge anybody trying to be negative towards me? That doesn't exist in my world. You are given a negative energy from somebody, you are able to flip the script, to flip what kind of energy it is. You can choose to think positively about it. We've got a lot today. Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about a theory that I kind of made up based on some things that I've been noticing lately, some things that I've been learning, and what I like to call it is the My World theory. What my world theory is revolving your life around yourself and your values instead of revolving your life around other people's selves and other people's values. The theory is all about not letting other people's values, emotions, and pain bodies come onto you energetically. Because when we allow other people's pain to come onto us, it shows up in so many ways, like exhaustion, like chronic overthinking, stress, and you really start to feel like you can't live for yourself. So today I'm going to break it down. I'm going to try to get you to a place that you can be in your world and the truths that you choose to live by are fully in motion, and you don't see the pain in the world that people are trying to inflict on you. So, first, ask yourself, what values are important to me? I want you to make a list. For example, honesty, consistency, love, and freedom are all very important to me. So, once you have those, I want you to write them down or put them in your notes app. Next, I'm going to ask you, what are some things that don't exist in your world? Okay, so this is the pain that we don't want to carry anymore. What I like to do is put my hand on my heart and just feel what pain I'm carrying. And then we're going to write down what pain we're not going to carry anymore. What pain doesn't exist in our world anymore. So for me, it's jealousy, hatred, gossip, and negativity. Those emotions do not exist in my world anymore. I'm going to explain to you how in a second. Next, what do you occupy your mind with? So, when you're in your own world, you have thoughts that you consistently think. A lot of times, automatically, these thoughts are negative. If we can get to a place where we can acknowledge those negative thoughts and choose different thoughts, choose to occupy your mind with things that make you happy. For me, as crazy as it sounds, what makes me happy in my world is watching kids' TV shows. I love My Little Pony, I love Phineas and Ferb, and I think about that all the time. I occupy my mind with, this is so funny, thinking about the next episode. And when you allow yourself to go back into that childish play, that state of mind, you're going to see a lot more ease in your life. I'm not saying to completely cut out the things that you should be thinking about, like discipline. How can I get better? How can I glow up? How can I treat others with kindness? I'm not saying to cut those out at all. What I'm saying is to have balance, because a lot of times, I found myself caught in this loop of always wanting to get better. And a lot of times it's just simply fixed by going back to that childlike play. And then the last little question I have for you, what is your one dream? A lot of times we like to be obsessed with having so many different dreams and goals, which is good. But what I like to do to occupy my mind even more in my world is think about, what is that one dream that I just can't wait to have. Make it something that maybe you've always wanted. Maybe you've always wanted to be a certain sport player. Maybe you've always wanted to be a famous person. Think about that one thing 24/7 and imagine you already have it. So for me, I have this dream of being a millionaire with my own business. And the one clip that replays constantly is me being on a yacht. And so I think about me being a millionaire with my own business on a yacht all the time. And it puts me in my own world of I already have this. And when you feel like you already have something, you start to ooze it naturally and you start to take people into your world instead of always being in other people's negative worlds. The goal with this, my world theory, is to have a world so strong that other people can't help but be magnetized to you. And this is going to bring healing in the world because you can't constantly be in a state of seeing the negative in other people. And so, moving on, let's talk about ill intent and how a lot of times we see a reflection in other people of ourselves. So, when you see somebody who has ill intent towards you, what you're doing is you're flipping the script and you're saying, I know that this person has ill intent towards me. My intuition, whatever, is telling me that I shouldn't be around this person. Okay. Which is fair. But when you sense somebody has ill intent, you can't see something unless it's in you as well. And when you see negativity in the world, when you see pain, when you see everybody having ill intentions, it starts to build up and it starts to be like, what what's your issue, you know? I realized that I was seeing everybody as an evil person because I felt myself like I was an evil person. And so I was pushing that onto other people. This comes from a fear mindset. You can only bring in what you are. So, how in your world, in this my world theory, this is the biggest thing. How can I bring in any kind of negativity, much less acknowledge anybody trying to be negative towards me? That doesn't exist in my world. How could somebody be negative when I'm not negative? I can't even acknowledge that. That's where the flip is going to switch. And that is what I have been using for the past couple of days. And it has flipped everything. Because when you see the goodness, the pure intentions in every person in the world, and realize everybody is trying their best, you will start to feel so much better because then you won't feel as judged. When you stop judging other people, you won't feel as judged either. So, now let's go on to in the my world theory, what would happen if something horrible slash negative does occur in your life where you have to acknowledge that this person hurt me. So, when something does happen to you where you can't not acknowledge it anymore, what do? I have 3 steps. First step is to leave. You always have the power to leave. You are a strong, independent person and you can leave whenever you please. So leave the situation because this person no longer has access to you. I'm sorry. They might have to go back a level, a layer. I talked about in a different video the different layers of the onion and how the closer you allow people to be to you, that's the closer layer that they are, if that makes sense. So when you push people back a layer, it means that they gain less access to you. So either push this person back a couple layers or completely leave them. Okay. Step 2 is to bless them because you can only control what's in your world, your thoughts, your actions. So bless them. Why wouldn't you give as much as you can if no one can hurt you back? A lot of times we don't want to give, we don't want to bless people because we feel like they're going to hurt us back. There is no hurting in your world. You just give and you help people, and you can choose to acknowledge when somebody hurts you and do the steps I'm telling you. So bless them. Lastly, flip the script slash alchemize. You have the power to take any kind of energy that's directed at you and flip it because all energy is the same. You just have to change your mindset about it. So if you are given a negative energy from somebody, you are able to flip the script, to flip what kind of energy it is. You can choose to think positively about it. Allow the negative emotion to pass through your body and then feel it alchemize in your spirit. And then, boom, you've got more power because energy coming at you is still energy. So once you've literally blessed them and wished the best for them, they're not in your life, you can flip the story you tell yourself and alchemize that negative pain, feel it as much as you can. Just feel it for 10 minutes or whatever, and then alchemize it and switch it into a positive experience, because you can tell yourself whatever story you want. Remember that it's your world, it's your responses, and your happiness at the end of the day. So choose your values and know that God's got you. Just literally give it all to God, because if you can't alchemize it on your own, God can.